I want to thank, each one of you, Joseph, Jeremiah, and Job, for taking the time to join us here for another edition of Magna FYI Tips. The recent add-on of your company, and I say add-on because I don't really like to think of these things as acquisitions, because you really are adding so much value to Magna Legal Services of bringing Bosco Investigative Services to Magna. It's really going to make such a great impact. And, I think we're brothers in a sense, because I know you guys are brothers, the three J's, but we're brothers in the sense that, Magna, started out as a family business. It was me, it was my father-in-law, Bob Ackerman, my brother-in-law, Jonathan Ackerman, and Mark Calzaretta. Long story short is I understand the vibe and the feeling, and I look at you guys as an add-on, not an acquisition, because you're going to be adding so much value and good culture to the company. So welcome to your first Magna FYI tip session, and welcome to Magna Legal Services.
Thank you.
So what's the dynamic? So growing up together is one thing, but working together is a totally different thing. What's it like, Joseph, working with your older brothers?
I love it. The three of us work really well together. There's stuff that I'm really good at. There's other stuff that I'm not good at. The stuff that I'm not good at, either Job or Jeremiah is good at. We all get along well. We can speak our minds, whatever needs to be talked about. And I think really that's one of the things that's helped us be successful is we each have something we bring to the table, and we can each respect what the other person has that we don't have.
Yeah, I can relate to that because I think that's the beauty of partnerships too, right? And I felt that way, and I still feel that way about my relationship with Mark, Bob, and John, and also the rest of the C-suite at Magna. So Jeremiah, you're CEO of Bosco Investigative Services. Well, what did that entail as you built the business?
So I guess being the CEO, kind of overseeing a lot of different things, especially starting out as a really small family business, I wore just a ton of hats. And, having my foot in kind of the four departments that we had, investigations, courts, process and records, having to wear some HR hats sometimes. I really feel like I've got a pretty good grasp of all the different aspects of our business. But it gets to be very stressful because you get so many people pulling you so many different directions. And so it's been nice as I'm able to kind of settling in my new role and really just be able to focus on a few things rather than a whole bunch of different things.
Yeah, we are super psyched. You're going to be leading the new business division for service and process. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so service and process is, just generally physically serving legal documents. Sometimes it's done electronically or other methods, but I grew up around process serving. My dad was a private investigator, also did some process serving for a law firm when I was a really little kid. He used to take me out, when I was elementary school, take me out on car rides and, whatever, we'd go serve people, like watch them do stakeouts. I watched him get into, people get up in space yelling at him and things like that. And he, from a young age, he was kind of teaching me some of the tricks of the trade.
Joe, my dad, I want you to take this in a respectful way. You're the chief bean counter for Bosco. You're the CFO, and I grew up, just so you know, my dad is a CPA. So, I grew up with a bean counter, and if you guys could probably guess by now that I'm the furthest thing from a bean counter. Out came Peter Hecht, sales guy, and it was like oil and water at the dinner table because I'm a spender, my dad's a saver. So, but I understand now, the valuable function of somebody that really, keeps an eye on the treasury, if you will. So what's it like working with your brothers, managing the finances? Tell me who's the big spender or the bigger spender, Jeremiah or Joseph, and how do you control them?
Well, I would say Joseph's definitely the biggest spender of all of us. And so I am definitely very, very conservative with my finances. It's fun.
as long as we make money, we can spend money. If we don't make money, we can't spend it. And so we've been very successful at keeping all those ducks in a row, and and growing the company has been definitely an exciting opportunity for all of us. It's really fun working with guys.
Yeah, I will say this, one of the things, when we were going through the process of evaluating the opportunity, as we were evaluating each other respectfully, one of the things that I know that was talked about highly at Magna was was the financial discipline at Bosco. And so, kudos to you for running a really, a strong operation, because without that financial discipline, you really don't have much to grow on and be able to scale a company. So that's awesome. So when the three of you get together for a family meal, is it a business meeting?
We try to make it not be. It's but invariably it generally turns that way one way or the other.
Yeah, the hardest thing for me, for family functions, I would, whenever by the way, also, my wife is a court reporter, so she was actually the very first court reporter to take depositions for Magna, dating back 17 years ago. So, that in itself, every night was a business meeting for me. But getting together with Bob and John and Mark, for social events, I know probably for you the same thing. The conversation always turned towards something about business, and sometimes it wasn't always fun. You don't want to talk about business all the time, but like I can see it on your faces. You guys are really addicted to the business. You love the business, so it's probably top of mind. I'm going to guess that's right with you, Joseph.
Yeah, so that's a fact. I am, really trying to make a concerted effort to put work and personal life in different buckets, especially as part of this partnership. Now that I've got some more back office support and there's less stuff I have to worry about, I'm getting closer. But yeah, I think that is that's definitely true that. The business, I've taken it all very personally, and it's been literally our blood, sweat, and tears, for all of our adult lives. And what we've built, we take, really personally. We take a lot of pride in it, and it's been a big part of our lives and our identities for a long time.
Yeah, well, I value that, and I respect that. So a lot of good things have been accomplished at the dinner table with me and my family as it relates to business, and even still to this day, it still happens. I'm going to put this out to any one of you to answer this question, and we can wrap up on this. But what can the Magna Legal Services customer base expect from this new add-on, of Bosco Investigative Services becoming part of the greater Magna family? What are some of the services that they should be looking forward to working with?
So one of the things that really impressed us with Magna, and was one of the elements that really pushed us towards believing that this would be a good partnership, was the high quality of service that Magna offers. There are lots of companies out there that do high volume of work, and the quality is so-so. And that's not our jam. That's not what we're interested in. And that's not what Magna does. When I looked at the quality of what you all do, I felt like it was a really great fit for what we're doing. And so what clients can expect is more high quality work, right? All of our departments are filled with people who are really experienced, and they really care about the work that they're doing. Our investigations are second to none. What we're doing in the social media space is revolutionary. What they've seen in the past is not what we do. We kick it up 10 notches. All defensible. I personally have done a lot of expert testimony, proving up our findings. We've got, a wide range of investigation services, from social media to the physical surveillance, the skip tracing, the difficult serves, canvassing, witness interviews, all of these kinds of services that can really help round out what Magna's already doing, and help taking it from early on in the case all the way through to trial. Then you tack on to that, what we're able to do with courts, the addition that we're able to make with records, and in providing a stronger base in California. I think it's really, a strong win for everybody. We feel like, as Mark Williams has said, it's really a 1 + 1 = 5 because of the synergies that are built in.
So what I love about this Bosco add-on is, first of all, I love the 3 J's. I love Jeremiah. I love Job, and I love Joseph. So I'm going to always remember your names, and I think it's really catchy. And I'm going to definitely try and build a marketing campaign about the Magna Bosco relationship with the 3 J's. I think there's a story to be told. I love the origin story of the company. I love the fact that Jeremiah was out there honking the horn and probably serving people. He's just not telling us right now. So there's probably some more stories to find there. And I love the fact that the clients at both Bosco and Magna are going to benefit from some amazing services. I know the Magna folks are going to really love the investigative services, the medical canvassing for the records retrieval services, the medical investigation services, the social media stuff that I've seen. It's just, and we do it. So I know that what you've got is really super duper stuff. They're going to love that. And the fact that we're going to now be able to provide really awesome nationwide, every zip code in the country service of process with Jeremiah, and to know that Joe will be working close with the medical record collection division and with the sales side and helping us really put together great deals for our clients is super exciting. So welcome to Magna Legal Services, and thank you so much for being part of Magna FYI Tips. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.